backbencher I am.
If your career were a movie title, what it?
Sholay.
Basanti.
Danno, Basanti.
One skill you think everyone should learn, no matter their career path.
Communication.
And communication is not just word speaking.
No. It has got nothing to do with the language.
Yes.
It has a whole lot of things around it.
What's your power outfit for a big meeting?
Sari.
Oh, sari.
Sari will kill it. You don't need small size, medium size, any size.
Any size fits all. What's the best advice you never took?
Study. I flunked maths all my life.
This is such an irony in collaboration with a career guidance organization. Audience, this is not for you to listen. That is the best advice she never took. Hi everyone, I'm Heena Saini, co-founder of Beyond Gurukul. And today we are kickstarting Inspiring Careers series with Lakshmi Raghvendra Rao, the Chief Everything Officer, our CEO of Customer Connect. Thank you so much, Lakshmi, for investing time today as a part of this series. And let's learn now more about yourself. Let's first understand that can you share a bit that how you started this journey and why Customer Connect?
First of all, again, thank you very much for this beautiful opportunity. Yes, I have a story to share. It goes a little back from my childhood. My father was a great connoisseur of Hindustani classical music, a great academician, and believed in work very strongly, right? And I'm my papa's girl, so I had to impress him. As an academician, he was a 3 times PhD holder in geology, which means he's all maths. And I am pathetic in maths. I have failed throughout. So academically till 10th, I have failed. So academically, I could never impress him. The second opportunity I had to impress him was with Hindustani classical music, which he loved the most.
Right.
And for me to pursue it as a hobby, he created a lot of support systems around it. Like he used to make sure that I go to the class, I learn, I come back, I submit to him whatever I've learned. We go to Chaudhaya Memorial Hall to listen to classical musicians, come back and disintegrate the entire concert. And in college, I used to be a part of a students' movement called Spick McKay, where I have volunteered from 1990 till about, I think, 2012. And I met a lot of all the ustads and pandits. You name them, and I used to associate with them. And in the morning, I had to practice music early morning, without which we will not be allowed to drink water also. Oh. So discipline and support system were 2 things that he brought in. But unfortunately, 92, I lost my mother, and 93, him. And with that came the entire support system crashing down. Now, after that, I've tried multiple times to go back to learning, but I've not been able to. And I'll connect that to the present, right? A few 10 years ago, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, after having worked for 20 years in corporate life, one of my ex-colleagues from Spice Telecom started a company called Stage. Stage was to promote Indian classical musicians, artists, folk arts, and dancers across Bangalore, the second generation. I got associated with him, and he kind of started this company 2010, 2011, we lost him. And there again, the whole thing disintegrated. But here, the good thing which happened to me was to meet a gentleman called Pandit Samir Rao, who is a Hindustani classical flute artist, disciple of the legend Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia ji. And he asked me to be his artist manager. Now that has been a turning point in my life. So when I met him, he is, they say, every kan mein he has music. God has, infused music, shaken a little more and put more music in it. I've seen him, even if he's in deep sleep, I've seen his fingers tapping,
Music notes are
music note all the time, 24 bars. So I kept thinking that, if I were to be his artist manager, what kind of support system can I create for him so that he can focus on the core of what he loves to do and I can take care of everything else to him. Yeah,
so
or rather
dimension of thinking.
Yeah. Now why that? Because to pursue it as a hobby, my father created so much support structure for me, and with him crashing down, everything else stopped for me on that side.
Right.
So if I can create such support systems for artists, how beautiful that would be, because that also gives me the feeling that I'm closer to my father. You know, that's a sentiment that I carry. Well, things were going on fine, and I joined this fantabulous networking forum called BNI, where I joined to promote artists. Things were going fine, a lot of support there again. And during the recession, we had a pause, but things were okay. During the pandemic, we came to full stop. So during the pandemic, the whole thing came to a standstill, and everybody went spiraling around the world. And I was also wondering, what am I going to do? Because if you've got to be in BNI, you need to have a business. BNI is one of the philosophies of BNI is in lifelong learning, right? One of the core values.
Right.
So I said, okay, let's me learn, unlearn, relearn. I used to attend from April 2019, April, May, June, July, August, September, right up to 6 months. I have gone into listening to all kinds of TED Talks, webinars, paid webinars, borrowed money, paid webinars, unpaid webinars, whole lot of things. And then one day I have a folder which I had called Expenses on Education. And I renamed it to Investments on Education.
I was just thinking, how interesting, yes.
And then I said, okay, so much of corporate, 20 years of corporate world.
Yeah.
And 6 years of BNI. And there are so many coaches and trainers and so many learnings in BNI. Every business owner in BNI themselves are an institution to learn from. End of the day, what are my core skills? Because I was so lost, what am I going to do? And then I realized that, hey, there are only 3 things I know. Customer support, operations, and managing large teams. Because that is what I've done in my corporate life. I worked in RCI, Spice Telecom, NTT Data, and 2 outsourcing organizations where we belong to that world where we were the gods of the call center, you know.
Yes.
Now the scenario is different, but that time we were almost gods.
Right.
So I said, with this, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
There again, BNI came to my rescue. There is a report that we get which looks at vacant categories that you can introduce. And then I started from alphabet A and I've come down to V and I've got nothing there. Then I stumbled upon this word called virtual assistant. I said, oh wow, this is interesting. And I put that word into the BNI intranet and I found there are 300 members worldwide who are in this business category. I did further 60-70 website research to find out what do they do. And then I made a list of 10 that I can do. Then again, I spoke to a couple of our chapter members and I said, hey, if I do something for you, will you pay me? They said, yeah, sure. Tell us what you want us to do. This is all happening during the pandemic.
Interesting.
Quite a lot of them said, yes, we will. Till August 15th, nothing moved except for yes, sir, which was fine. Then I said, this is not happening. I have to zero down on people. I zeroed down on 3 of them and I said, look, I don't know what you do. Today is 21st August 2020. It is a Friday. My name is Lakshmi. I want you to put 6,000 rupees in my account today. What I do for you, I don't know. What you do for me, I don't know. But take the money on Monday morning. Today you put the money. It's an auspicious day. And from there, no turning back.
Oh, wow. This is so inspirational. And it's like, I am getting goosebumps that, wow, this is...
And
after that, what happened?
Yeah, so the best thing which happened there was that after some time, it was first a survival mode. You know, I needed to survive for myself, right? And then I was like, okay, now what are we going to do? I then caught up with all of them and I said, look, the way I went into a little bit of introspection that point. I said, doesn't it look like, the way the artists, I'm telling them, you focus on the core of what you love to do and I'll take care of. In the same way, I realized after speaking to a lot of them that even business owners have a similar situation. They also want to focus on the core of what they love to do, or have to know, do strategic hiring, regular mundane tasks they would like to outsource professionally. Now, while outsourcing is a huge industry, there is no segment which caters to these kind of work that we do for a solopreneur, a startup, or an MSME. So it started evolving. It started from my survival to understanding this concept to reaching a stage alone. From morning 7 to night 11, Monday to Sunday, I was chock-a-blocked. And I wouldn't want to talk to anybody else because the moment I speak, they'll say, hey, I got this, will you do? And I don't have the time to do it. And then again, I went back to BNI and I said, hey, friends, do you know somebody who would like to work with me? Because I'm getting work and I don't have the bandwidth. And that's one after the other. Initially, there were a lot of men who joined and we were all at home. When the pandemic opened, men moved out. And then women started joining. They come up to me, no ma'am, I have good academic background, I have worked. But then I have a small kid, I can't step out of the house. Can you do anything for me? That's how the entire team started building. And today, we have about 200 plus women.
Wow.
And we have catered to almost around 50 plus clients.
Interesting. It's a journey of almost close to 5 years now.
Yeah, this is the 5th financial year. I wouldn't consider August and September at all.
Okay.
I was dribbling my toes.
Yeah.
October to March of the 2020 financial year, I realized something is brewing here. And that kind of hit me. That's when I started asking for more and more. Oh yes, brewing well.
Brewing well.
Yeah. That's how I landed, and we are blessed. And I realized that
August 15, you got your actual independence.
Absolutely.
Of thoughts.
On the Gauri Habba Day.
Yes.
On the Gauri Habba Day, I got the liberation. And today,
not just for yourself, even for the women who were.
Oh, absolutely. It's a completely women-driven organization.
Okay.
Everybody is a freelancer here.
Okay.
And they come with us to work with us for 2 hours or 4 hours or more. And clients also give us work like that. So we just slid into it. It's not like boom.
That's indeed an awe-inspiring journey. Thank you so much for walking us through, Lakshmi.